No, bro, it's not love that makes you do crazy things. It's narcissists that make you do crazy things, okay? Toxic people that step out on their relationship. Toxic people that play the polyamory card, that play the open relationship card after you've been in a traditional committed monogamous relationship. Now they play that card? Nah. Sorry, I don't buy it. You know, as usual, you're not gonna like what I have to say, and that's fine. But I have to talk about this Oscar event last night and the slap that was heard all across the world. Yes, we're talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. But you must be wondering, why would I even make a video about something like this? Why would I get involved in Hollywood gossip, celebrity gossip or whatnot? It's that I need to point out what no one is talking about. And I know that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it anyway. The real culprit here is Jada. That's right, Jada. I don't know if you guys like Will Smith or you like Jada or you follow, the celebrity gossip and the celebrity romance and all this fluff that goes on the media. But I like Will Smith. I grew up watching his shows. I love him as a comedian. I like what he stands for. He's a down-to-earth, funny guy, positive, just trying to promote positivity. Cool dude. Just released his memoir, really good book. I highly recommend it. And he tells his life story in there. And he talks about a lot of things, some which cause some areas of concern there, especially in particularly when he's talking about how women make him weak and he tries so hard to keep them happy. And having walked down the line with a psychopath and a narcissist in my past, as most of you here in the community have as well, you know what it feels like when you try so hard to keep your partner happy, even though clearly you're in an abusive, toxic relationship. And instead of walking away from it, we double and we triple down, right? So we all know that already. For those that are just tuning in to this video for the first time, this is an anti-narcissist, psychopath exposure community where we talk about toxic relationships and narcissist, abusive, narcissistic, personality disordered individuals. So this situation, even though what's being promoted in the media and what's dividing people is whether to take Will Smith's side or Chris Rock's side, right? That's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about what I feel is really happening and what really triggered Will Smith to pull off such an out-of-character move in national television on a night where everybody knew that he was going to win his first Oscar. Okay, this was supposed to be his big night. And these things are already pre-rehearsed and pre-written, and most of the time you already know when you're going to win so you can prepare your speech and whatnot. And clearly the performance that Will made in King Richard was Oscar caliber. I feel that he already knew. I feel that most people already knew. Again, this is my opinion, but this was supposed to be his night, and he did go on to win that Oscar. But now there's a stain on it. Now it's tainted. That moment will forever be remembered by the incident of him slapping Chris Rock silly on stage. The reason I'm so bothered, and I'm just gonna get right to it, I feel that Jada might be a narcissist. That's right. I'm not diagnosing her. I'm just giving you my opinion based on what I've been hearing for the past few years when Will comes out and talks about the relationship, and obviously new information that keeps coming out and information that he revealed in his memoir. But there was a time that not so long ago that it seems like she pulled the open marriage card. If you guys want to dive deep into the history of the relationship, go ahead. I'm just going to give you some bullet points from things that I remember hearing last year, 2 years ago. So I'm just gonna give you some bullet points, but you know, Will and Jada met a long, long time ago, and they were married, they have 2 kids, but over the course of the relationship, and this is a lot of stuff that Will has talked about openly and she has talked about openly, but that relationship, the dynamics started changing, and they started exploring a more free-spirited type of love where they could do whatever they want and they still love each other, and they're breaking free from the entanglements of the perfect marriage and the perfect romance and all that nonsense. Will has come out and said that they were going to separate for a period of time. You know, it's kind of like, you go figure things out, you go figure out what makes you happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy. These are things that he said publicly, and that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. That sounds like I need space, right? I need space to work on myself, to figure myself out. And there was rumors that turned out to be proven true later, but there was rumors that Jada was stepping out on the marriage and she was having an affair with a rapper, August Alsina. And you know how the media goes, information gets leaked, some sources deny it as not true, then they interview the culprit, they deny it, and then later they'll come out and they'll say, yeah, and the facts start getting twisted. You see how they're like, you don't know what's true and what's not. But at first, August Alsina actually did come out in an interview and he did say that he was dating Jada Smith while she was still married to Will. And mind you, they haven't gotten a divorce, so she was still married to him regardless. Now, what's interesting is that Alsina said that he sat down with Will to have a conversation about the situation or the entanglement, and that Will had given his consent to the situation. The quote reads by Alsina, "I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it not involving romanticism." So this means that they went from a traditional romantic marriage to now they're simply life partners, and romance is not part of the equation. Would you guys want to be in a situation like that? I don't think so. But hey, to each his own, right? Supposedly, Will totally gave himself to that relationship for years of his life and truly, really, really deeply loved and has a ton of love for her. Now, what bothers me about this situation, and you guys know I made a video on polyamory. To each his own, you do what the hell you want with your life. But when you're in a committed relationship, especially when you're married and you have kids, and all of a sudden your partner pulls out the polyamory card or the open marriage card, or they want freedom or they want space and they start hooking up with other people, those are grounds for termination. Okay, that is a huge red flag, huge red flag. And in my personal opinion, based on the information that I've read and researched on, sounded like this was her idea. This was Jada's idea, not Will's idea. He's just being strung along, like many of us were when we were entangled with a narcissist that started asking for space, that started asking for polyamory, that started asking for an open relationship because they were already cheating on us and they just wanted consent. They wanted to feel good that their affair and their infidelity was not an affair and not infidelity. As a matter of fact, you gave them consent to do it. So it's like cheating with permission. And this thing just oozes with that bullshit. Okay, it oozes with that bullshit. So fast forward to the Oscars this past weekend, and here we are at a moment of prestige. These are Hollywood's elites, right? They're supposed to be there to receive the rewards, to be acknowledged for their work, but at the same time, it is made for television, is meant to entertain. They have comedians hosting the shows, they have comedians presenting awards. In this situation, Chris Rock, who has hosted many awards ceremonies in the past, real funny guy, a comedian, okay? He about to present an award and he makes a joke at Jada Smith's expense that maybe was not the nicest joke because she does suffer from a condition where she has difficulty growing hair. But you got to remember, this is made to entertain. Jokes are made to entertain. And from as far as I remember, especially at a time when you could get away with saying more things for the sake of comedy, if you were missing an arm, if you had one eyeball, if you had one leg, one foot, if you had 3 toes, if you had 11 toes, People would make fun of you. Everybody would laugh. No one would take offense. But you do live in a very soft world now where everybody's super sensitive and everyone takes offense for everything. You got to watch out what you say. You got to walk on eggshells, like if Hollywood and the media are the real narcissists and everyone's walking on eggshells, afraid to speak their mind, right? Afraid to make a joke. It's a joke. Okay, you guys are the celebrities, you're multi-millionaires, okay, and these jokes are designed to poke fun at your ego, right, to smash your ego and entertain the little people like us, right, the ones that are not up there in that stage, to make us feel like, oh, okay, those celebrities are normal people just like us. They have egos, and now the comedian just shattered their ego, everyone had a laugh, we move on, it's a great night. And Chris Rock didn't mean any harm. He cracked a joke at Jada Smith the same way he'll crack a joke about anybody, okay? The same way comedians do it at comedy clubs. They'll do it anywhere. It's a joke. Can I reiterate? It's a joke, right? Will Smith thought it was hilarious. Will Smith thought it was hilarious. As you can see from the clip here, Will Smith is cracking up at the joke. And now look at Jada, which, mind you, look at what she's wearing, and now I know I'm picking at it, but you know, she's wearing the color of the snake, right? She's wearing green like a snake. Looks like Hellraiser Pinhead with that outfit, okay? Look at the way her face transforms. Look at just the way it transforms and morphs, right, into this succubus-looking demon spawn from hell, right? I know I'm probably going too far here, but it really pisses me off what happened, because we got Will Smith cracking up. Everyone's laughing. And like 10 seconds later, you see him all of a sudden just walking up the stage and he smacks the heck out of Chris Rock. Like, that is so out of character. And I've worked with so many people on this. I have friends that were married to psychopaths, to narcissists, and I know that they're having a good time, they're down to earth, they're laughing, and they just get one look from their narcissist spouse, and bam, they do their bidding. It's like they're afraid to do or say the wrong thing. Now, in my opinion, the minute the camera is cut back to Chris Rock, after they showed Jada showing her distasteful face, she probably gave Will one look, and he was like, oh, damn, she's going to cheat on me again. She's going to go sleep with another rapper now. She's going to ask for space. She's going to ask for another open relationship. And he was like, I got to go and prove to her. I have to prove my love to my woman who has been an infidel, okay, who has been abusive to my emotions. Because this type of behavior, this type of, oh, let's have an open, free relationship now, that destroys people. If you're the victim of that, you know how that feels. You know, if your partner is asking you to sleep with other people and they want your consent and they just want to be free and they want space, let's open things up. You know you have that anxiety in you. You're walking on eggshells. You have that feeling of impending doom. You know there's somebody else already. Just the thought that they're asking you that is the ultimate disrespect. Again, to each its own. But this community here, it's about what we talk about. We talk about that narcissist's infidelity, the way the narcissist cheats, the way the narcissist plays on our emotions, and what they do. And I think what Will Smith did in the Oscars was totally out of character, and it was a direct influence of the power and influence that Jada Smith has over him. I believe she's displaying narcissistic traits, okay? And now, talk about the ultimate triangulation, right? Because the media is only talking about him and Chris Rock. She's the puppet master. She's the one back here that's triangulating them. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what she did. She triangulated them right away. Probably told him, hey, you're going to let him talk to me like that? Just by a look. Just by the look she probably gave him. And off he went. Tarnished his moment at the Oscars. Tarnished forever, okay? This has left a stain in his career. He just assaulted a man. The LAPD went to Chris Rock and asked him, yo, do you want to press charges? He said no, and I had a feeling he wasn't going to press charges. Maybe he'll get him in another way. He'll get him back. But I know he wasn't going to press charges. But the cops were there. They're like, yo, we got to do something, right? But this has stained Will Smith's career, at least right now. Because you know how in Hollywood things get washed over and people forget. But that was his moment. You know, that was his moment, and a lot of people are against Will Smith now for what he did. A lot of people are on his side for protecting his woman. It's like, listen. If she's a narcissist, if she has you under that spell, if she's been cheating on you, no matter how much you want to deny it, okay? You guys were still married. You guys have been married. She stepped out on you. That is infidelity, okay? That is total disrespect. And look at the way he's acting now, going out there and assaulting people. Come on, okay? You're not King Richard. You're just an actor, okay? And speaking about actors, when he got choked up and started crying after accepting his award, you know, we could all say that maybe this entire thing was staged. I don't think it was staged, but if it was staged, it's interesting how the distraction, how powerful the distraction is, that all eyes are on him and Chris Rock, whether Chris Rock was wrong about being insensitive with his joke, whether Will Smith was wrong for assaulting an innocent man, right? An unthreatening man that was just standing there, just doing his job. But you know what? My eyes are on her. My eyes are on her. I see that. I saw that right away. The first thing I did, I sent that link to my buddy, and I was like, you think this is real or staged? And we just had a quick conversation, and right away I just showed him the picture of her when that happened. And if you put the pieces together and you know about the entanglement with the rapper last year, and you know what's been going on, what Will's been saying in public about their relationship, and what she's been saying in her show, and how the information keeps going back and forth. She has admitted, and she did admit, that she was in a relationship with August Alsina. She did admit to it, and they were still married. She claims that they were separated, but you were still married. You never got a divorce, okay? So, I mean, the writing is on the wall. And again, guys are probably not gonna like what I had to say, and I know I'm ranting all over the place, but I just had to get this off my chest, because it's this type of behavior happens so often. What we saw yesterday is so common. It's just so common to see good men fall under a spell and go do stupid shit. As a matter of fact, I almost forgot, but at the end of the night, when Will accepted his award and he gave his speech, he did say, and I'm going to quote, he was like, "Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world." He said, "I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like the crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things." He looks like the crazy father. Now, it's interesting when you're entangled with a narcissist. Don't they make you look crazy because of what love makes you do and how your emotions get the best of you, because they're being an infidel, because they're lying to you, because they're gaslighting you, because they're triangulating you with other people, because there are more than one partner involved in the relationship? Don't you come off like the crazy one? Yeah. He's even admitting that he looks like the crazy one. He's admitting to it, and that love will make you do crazy things. No, bro, it's not love that makes you do crazy things. It's narcissists that make you do crazy things, okay? Toxic people that step out on their relationship. Toxic people that play the polyamory card, that play the open relationship card after you've been in a traditional committed monogamous relationship. Now they play that card? Nah. Sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. That's not what a committed monogamous relationship is. That's a joke. Okay, that's a joke. You want to start dating someone that you just meet and you want to have an open fling and you want to experiment, that's fine. But once you're raising children and then you pull that card, look, again, this is just my theory. But if I'm correct with what I'm saying, I know what Will Smith is feeling on the inside. I know what it is to be under that spell. Okay, when you're under that spell, you give consent to cheating. You give consent to infidelity. Okay? You tear down your boundaries, or you let the narcissist walk all over your boundaries. You lose yourself. You lose your self-worth. And you do stupid shit like this that later you regret. And right now, as I said before, Will Smith just tarnished his career, tarnished his moment of that Oscar that he was very deserving of, while the narcissist sits in the back, like the puppet master, triangulating the situation and getting her way. Because she's the one that won. She's the one that hooked up with someone else. She's the one that got away with it. She's the one that no one is talking bad about now. But you know I will. That's why I run this channel. We expose this shit. All right? So sound off in the comments. Let me know if you agree or you disagree. Let me know if you even know what I'm talking about, if you even saw the event. Because believe me, this is the event that's just taking over the internet right now. It's probably another distraction, right? Maybe there's some other stuff going on that the media doesn't want us to pay attention to. I wonder what that could be. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. My name is Kira. This is Psychopath Exposure, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.